Hey everyone, welcome to FisherMN. This week we're going to talk about lights and umbrellas. Not our usual kind of thing to talk about here on FisherMN. I like to highlight the fish, but I thought I'd take you through a couple of the ways that I modify my boat during the summer to make fishing just a little bit more comfortable. Don't worry, towards the end I'm going to include a midwinter ice fishing trip where a buddy and I were able to catch some decent panfish. Alright, so let's talk about lights on the old kayak. It's getting dark and you want to fish a little bit longer, you need to have the right safety lights. So this isn't really a modification, it's just a little bit of a hint. Doing some research, you really want to have that bright white light on your kayak that can be seen for 2 miles. Now my experience in Minnesota has been that whatever I had on my boat was good. I was never questioned whether it's Coast Guard approved. In fact, I asked one of the DNR agents and he said I could see you from across the lake when he came over to talk to me. So I think that's going to work for most people. But if you get the wrong person or you're in a different state, you might want to make sure that the light that you use is approved to 2 miles by the Coast Guard. And I think they come with a little approval stamp on them. This is now my backup light. Just to be safe, I bought another one for last summer that's Coast Guard approved. But it's always nice to have a backup when you're thinking about lights at nighttime. So in kayaks, I believe that that bright white light is the main requirement that we have. But I also, one of the little modifications that I made was, thank goodness for PVC, we use it for everything, don't we? And I made a front light for my boat also, and found these very economical lights at a store called Axeman here in Minnesota. Axeman is a store that has just an eclectic mix of everything, and I made these for the front of my boat. I don't know that they're required, but I do like to have a little bit of extra lights in front just to kind of show people I'm on the lake, especially if I'm out in open water. Okay, with safety out of the way, we also want to think about how can we make our time on the water after dark a little bit more comfortable. When I got my kayak, I thought, oh man, it would be so nice to have all these little switches I could turn on these lights on the interior of my boat. But the more I thought about it, the more holes that were going to have to be drilled, just the expense in general, I thought there's got to be a better way. So I was lucky enough, I found some magnetic mounts. Cabela's happened to have them on clearance when I was actually kind of thinking about my lighting system. All I do is I mount them in my boat strategically wherever I want to light, and then I use these. These have a magnet built into them. They click right in. You can aim the light wherever you want to. Usually I aim it away from me into the hull of my boat just to kind of light up the floor area. Another thing about these kind of pen lights, if you can find a blue one, I highly recommend it. These blue lights are much better at night. Doesn't look too bright now, but when you're in the pitch dark, it lights up the boat just like you need it to. And I believe it keeps the bugs away a little bit, which is always nice in those hot summer nights. But when I do want some brighter light, I also have some white flashlights that are a lot brighter. And I still aim these away from me. If you've ever been in a boat with somebody at night and they don't realize that this light is pretty blinding, it can be a bit annoying. So usually when I'm in my boat, I've got these going on the inside of the boat, and then I also have a headlamp on my hat to shine some light forward to be able to fight the fish, take the fish off, change hooks, whatever I need to. So that's my just little modification. I have kind of a grainy video, and the mount and the light don't look super bright. I've got my blue light on in the video, But just know, when you're on that lake, you don't need a whole lot of light to make it work for your fishing. So this is a Quoro light, and I got it at Dick's Sporting Goods. I have not seen them there since in the blue light version of them. And they were, for two of them, I think it was $10 or $15. And then the magnetic mounts, these can be kind of pricey, and I could not find a place that have these except for a Tackle Direct store, and they had the Tackle Titan magnetic strip, a 6-inch one of these for $9.14. I think a better option would just be going over to Home Depot and getting yourself a magnetic tool strip. I think you can get a 3-pack of different lengths of these for about $14 or $15. Along with the lights, it's also nice to be able to hang lures from these in a kayak. So just a little modification. It's been working out pretty good for me. I've got a new hull coming this spring, and I'm going to definitely strategically place a bunch of magnets around it so that I can use the lights, and I can also hang some lures when I'm done with them or I want to use something else. Because believe it or not, I don't just use frogs all the time. All right, let's talk umbrellas. Let's talk versa-brella. That's what the umbrella that I have for my boat is called. I got it on Amazon, and it's around $20. And let me tell you, its name says it all. It's really versatile. It has a great mounting bracket on the bottom and a bunch of ways to adjust it so that it fits how you want it to be aimed on the boat. The versa-brella is pretty compact. Comes in a nice case, carrying case. And let me show you the mount. So here's the mount, and it fits right on the back of my seat on my kayak. So if you've got a rail or a seat, you can adjust this to fit just about anywhere. The umbrella itself comes in 2 sizes. This is just a regular size. I think 42 inches is as far as it reaches. They also have an extra large 44-inch model. You can use this adjustment button to make the umbrella be in exactly the position you want it. So when you open it up, it's kind of shaped a little bit different, and that's kind of nice too, because you can have it hanging a little bit more over your head to keep the sun off you. And there's an adjustment here that tilts. So just like I said, the name says it all. It's very versatile, and you can get to just about whatever angle you want it to. Now, I don't use it a whole lot. For me, it's more of, hey, I need a break from the sun, or I'm panfish fishing, kind of staying in one area. One thing I have noticed is it doesn't do great in the wind. You need one of those kind of calm days. But for me, I'm going to use it more on a calm day because you don't have that break from the hot air that the wind provides. So if it's windy, I'm probably not going to need the versa-brella. But also, make sure you're putting on that sunscreen. Got to watch out for that sun, especially those of us who are on the water just about every day. So there you have it, a couple of things that I do in my kayak to make my summer fishing a little bit more safe and comfortable. Let me know what you think. Do you like hearing about those kind of things? Or would you rather just like to stick to the fishing? Speaking of fishing, I'm going to show you just a quick snippet of a trip I took with a buddy where we went ice fishing and we caught some panfish. It was one of those beautiful Minnesota 17 below days, but you'll see we had our shack set up in about 5 minutes and immediately had the heat on. In Minnesota, once you get your shack set up and you got your little portable heater, it's not that bad. 17 below sounds a lot colder than what we actually felt because we're in that nice warm shelter. Thank you for watching this video. Remember, if you live in Minnesota, you got to buy a new fishing license as of March 1st. Minnesota's kind of strange how they do it. They don't go opener to opener. We have that cutoff date at the end of February where your license is no longer good. So get that 2019 license, and my goodness, get out on the water and catch some fish. Thanks for watching, everybody.